The idea that technology or AI can power your fitness programs through things like tonal with a mirror may sound cutting edge, enticing, and just what you need. And the technology is definitely cutting edge. We've never seen anything like it, and what's to come may be amazing. What are the programs it's giving you, the things to do for your body? Good for you. Stay tuned. Hi, I'm Akim Basso. I'm the owner of SolCore Fitness. I've been in this field for 30 years. And I'm a soma therapist and soma trainer, which is therapy and fitness, kind of like a physical therapist, a little bit more. And it's all under the osteopathic model. So osteopathy is a definition of holistic, meaning we got one body, it's interconnected, interdependent. There's a certain way that it should function and a certain place that things should be. So in osteopathy, in the holistic area, we use a bunch of different techniques to achieve that, not just a handful of techniques to get there. That's kind of what AI is leading to, is it's using a standard amount of information to get us to a certain level. That's a problem because there's a lot more information out there. I love technology, right? I love the fact that we don't have to file tons of paper now, right? We can do it digitally. I love the fact that I can interact with you right here on this video to where before I couldn't. I can interact with my clients through Zoom and through FaceTime to help them with their programs. That I can have spreadsheets that help me do a lot of equations and sorting and things. I love that stuff, but I want to make sure that the human element stays in it, that we don't turn into a bunch of robots. So AI, artificial intelligence, is a semi-autonomous, as of right now, software that can generally perform tasks that require human intelligence. So I've used it, like I've used ChatGPT, and I find it kind of impressive. And so if I have like a general post or something I want to say in an article, I'll use ChatGPT, then I always have to modify it for what I want to say. So it kind of gives me a good outline. And I like that. It saves me a lot of time with the writing. But if I want to make a post or make a video about specific stuff about health and fitness, I don't want to use ChatGPT because it's going to give me everything that we already know. Right? The stuff that we already know out there is just going to summarize it in a post in ChatGPT. Well, that's a problem because I think we can all agree on, especially here in America, our health and fitness is not the best. And there's a lot of different reasons for that, but one of them is that we've been kind of using the same information, same lessons for a long time, right? And so people aren't getting fit. It's not just a matter of motivation and dedication. That's part of it, but you can be motivated and dedicated, but if you're using a program that doesn't work for you, it's not going to work for you. But the fitness companies saw this as an easy out, an easy way to make money. They go, oh, look, I can really increase my bottom line, because they want their bottom line to be big and black. I can increase my bottom line by using this AI for personal training. I can put it on treadmills and whatever, and bikes and mirrors and equipment, all giving this information to tell people what to do. So they can cut out the cost of the personal trainer because the AI is developing a program for that person and it helps them a lot. It also makes it easily digestible for the public. The public wants to feel safe. They don't like to feel challenged, which unfortunately is what you need if you want to achieve a different result. So they see something that promotes their fitness and they recognize the exercises and things they do from stuff they've done before. They think, oh good, it's exactly what I need. Not thinking for 2 seconds, the reason why you want to buy this thing is the classes or trainers you used before that did the same thing didn't get to where you wanted, right? So it's not a different application of the same program, it's the program that's the problem. And I don't want to seem like I'm disparaging the general information that's out there. All the information is really good. All this research and development of exercise science over the years is fantastic. All I'm saying is that's not all the information that people need. I've been in this field for 30 years, like I said. And for those of you who followed me, you might know that about 18 years ago, I made the switch to this holistic therapy and exercise program that I do now, right? I started using osteopathy for exercise and for treatment because I find it more effective. And I did so because I got hurt and couldn't get better through the traditional system, which uses the traditional information I'm talking about. But even before that, I was starting to get a little disenchanted with my education. So when you first become a personal trainer, which is how I started, you go through a course, NASM, ACE, a bunch of others, but they're all generally the same information, right? And then you do CECs, continuing education credits, to maintain your certification along with the CPR certification. It sounds good on the outside, right? But you get the general information, which is necessary, you need that. But then the CECs you take don't really interact with each other. And I started noticing this over the years, because at that point I've been doing like 15 years, right? Over the years, you take a class on abs. Okay, great, I get some information on abs. Then take a class on stretching. Okay, that's great. But those two classes don't speak to each other. They don't interact with each other. They don't come from the same basic information. It's, for me, frustrating because I like to see how things work together. These fitness companies use the idea of the 7 primal movements or 7 basic movements. It's called a bunch of different things, but it's the same idea. We all need to squat, bend, push, pull, twist, lunge, and gait. I think I got them all, right? Those are 7 primal movements. These are good because you want the stuff you do in your workouts to equal what you do in your life. And everybody will use these movements and a combination of them in whatever sports and activities that they like in their life. Everybody's going to use them. So you need to be able to do these. But there's a bunch of other things before that you need to do to be able to do those movements. And then ChatGPT, using the basic information, doesn't take that into consideration. And it definitely doesn't take into consideration you. When you first sign up, they tell you to do a squat, but is doing a squat the best thing for you right now? So those 7 basic primal movements I just talked about are global movements. By global, it means you have to use your whole body to perform one of those movements. The whole body works together to do a squat. The whole body works together to do a bend or deadlift. The whole body needs to do its job to perform these. But within that whole body, you have a bunch of little different areas that need to work together. Which means if one of those little areas is not doing their job or is too tight, it's going to compromise that whole global movement and cause compensation or cheating on the rest of the system, right? So if you want to have a good global movement, then you have to be able to train these areas specifically. And by specifically, I mean in isolation, but also at the same time, holistically, because it needs to eventually work together. The example I give is for the pecs. So people want to do push-ups or chest press to work their chest. But the chest is just one part of that movement. You can say you have, just off the top of my head, 12 different joints, let's say 15 different muscles, all involved with doing a chest press or a push-up. So if I go do just that, I go straight to these primal movements and do a push-up, my body's going to do it. Because the body does it because you want to do it. It doesn't care how it gets it done. Meaning that, in this example, let's say I have almost no muscle fibers in my chest and it's really tight, which means I don't have a lot of workers and I don't have a lot of mobility. So when I go do a push-up, my body, my brain knows that. So it does a push-up and cheats relative to not having pec muscles or flexibility in its pectoral area. You'll still do a push-up, but it's not right. And no amount of coaching, no amount of form work is going to help you do that properly until you train that pec muscle through strengthening and stretching in all the different angles. It's not just one angle. Just example, the pec goes from here and turns and goes to the arm. There's a lot of different fibers that are involved with the pec. It's not just one movement. So you need to know that and train it. And from what I've seen, generally online, which is what AI is taking it from, they're not doing that. They're not doing that type of movement at all. And they're definitely not thinking about training holistically, because holistically means with the fascial change. And the information we're coming out with fascia right now, here in the United States, is almost lower than base level. It doesn't have any idea how to really work with it. Have you tried using AI for your fitness with the things like the mirror or tonal? I'd really love to hear your experience with them. Just put them in the comments below. So this is where it gets problematic for businesses to use AI. Again, a big business goal is to increase your bottom line. Again, like I said, to have that number on the bottom big and black. And so you want to incorporate new things into a big business. It's very hard. Big businesses are like slow moving ships. It take a while to adapt and go. That means in general, they can't really be on the cutting edge in terms of this for health and fitness. They can be on the cutting edge to make money, which is what they try to do, but it's to your detriment, right? Since AI uses that general pool of information, it doesn't have access to that cutting-edge information. And that's one of the aspects you need, is you need cutting information, and you also need it to be duplicatable and teachable. So I'll take what we do, for example. What we do is, like I said, holistic and based on osteopathy, which by definition means it's based in complexity. It's complex. The body's complex. There's a bunch of different things it can do, different ways it wants to be educated and treated, not just general. So it makes it more difficult to accumulate the information for AI because there's so many variants of how to adapt it. That makes it more difficult to be teachable to these big industries, right? To teach them A plus B equals C. A plus B equals C is good for business, it's bad for your body. Because A plus B equals C could be for me, it could be A plus B equals D for you, right? You need to find your equation. Now this doesn't mean you shouldn't use technology, right? We gotta keep up with the times. You don't have to always go in one-on-one or in class to get results from your training program. As I said before, I use this holistic exercise type program, right? And I use technology to help get my information and my program across. But I don't allow technology to dictate how I would do my program. That's a big difference, right? There's a big difference between telling AI to do something for me and me telling technology to do what I want to do. I want to be the driver because I know more than AI about what people need. Now, if you're okay with just general ways of working out that you've seen before, and you're disciplined enough, go for it. Use AI. It's a more affordable, more convenient way of getting your workouts in. If you don't care about deep diving into your body and getting really intricate with it, it's all you. You can see by the not so subtle words I just used that I don't believe in that at all. Right, I view health and fitness as a relationship with my body. Yes, I want to use my body to do different things. For me, I love skiing, to ski really well, to feel strong, to do these activities, to play with my kids. I want to use it to maybe gain some muscle or increase my mobility. But I also want to use health and fitness as a way to take care of my body. So it's a relationship. It's not just me, Kimba, using my body to do something. It's me, Kimba, using it and also going, hey body, what do you need? Oh look, I feel a little tight in my hip. Maybe I need to do these 4 or 5 different stretches for this hip to make sure it stays balanced. Because the more I can use a relationship and a way to empower myself and to get to my body, get to know my body better, the better my quality of life. Now, if you want to find out more about this holistic way of taking care of yourself, then please don't forget to subscribe. Put a thumbs up for the video if you liked it and share with your friends. And then in the description below, you have 3 options. You can join my private Facebook group and get a more interactive way to discuss different topics through mini trainings, through interaction with me, through master classes, and through challenges where we'll pick a topic and we'll not only go through the information, but we'll go through the stretches and exercises that I go with it. You can also get my free ebook. It's how to live your best life. It's 4 steps. How to get mobile, how to get out of pain, and live the life of your choosing. Again, just click on the link below, put information, you get instant access. Or if you want to find out more and you're ready to see if this program can work for you, then in the description below, use the link to schedule a time to speak with me, where first and foremost, we'll talk about your goals, your sticking points, and how you need to move forward. I'm going to give you information how I view you moving forward, no matter what. And I'll only bring up my services if I feel you're a good fit. So I hope this is helpful. Put any questions you have in the description below, and I'll see you next week. Take care.